everybody, and greetings wherever you are in different parts of the world. Uh, Welcome to the series of a webinar which we have planned to do it on gender and nursing. Uh, last session, uh, Last session we had a good session by Dr. Anna Grace, who is the registrar from Tamil Nadu Nursing Council, and she has given you a very good overview of what happened the gender, which means we are taking binaries now, issues of male nursing and nurses, male and females, which we thought of, we started to take up, look at the data and statistics, how does it look. And she very well explained us from 1923, which is the first council started in Southeast Asia during that time. And she historically gave from Indian Southeast Asian perspective, post 1940s, what happened. Then she took us a overview of internationally what was the nursing scenario before uh, Florence Nightingale became a pioneer of nursing. After that, how it was there. She took an example of uh, United States of America and United UK, where the she had given a very good picture of it. It was not so gender based as we predominantly say that it's a female dominated. It was not so as per her literature. Follow to that, that's a kind of argument. Now, within that gender perspective, we have a recently new kind of group, new kind within the nursing profession is called as contractuals or precarious jobs. It's called as within a public health sector. It's very predominant now. After 2002, when the NRHM, National Health Rural Mission, came in force, we have more than lakhs of nurses who working in different primary health centers and ANMs working in sub-centers who are on contractual basis. So contractual basis here means there are two types of contracts which predominantly used to recruit the health human resources for health. That is, one is direct contractualization, another one is called a third party contractualization. So direct contractualization means a administrative public health administration, for example, district health officer or a medical director of any of the hospital will will recruit the nurses directly based on two or three criteria what they set in, and they fix the salaries and other non-financial benefits for their recruitment. Number one. Number two, which is outsourced job, we say indirect outsourced job, where a administrator of a public health institution will call for a uh, a call saying that we need 100 nurses. So if any of the agencies want to give us 100 nurses, please give. Uh, then they'll do a bidding. At what rate they will be giving that bid. In this seminar, currently, we are discussing on the first type, which means nurses who have been recruited on the by the administrator. That's our major chunk of the discussion today. By the by, just as an introduction part of it, recently when the whole world is discussing about the COVID situation, importance of nurses, and uh, importance of nurses during the COVID, and it's also international uh, year of international year for the nurses given by WHO. In this background, we all were discussing the issues of COVID and related to the PPEs and other issues which they are supposed to as service related issues. Meantime, we have seen one of the AIMS partner, which is pioneering institutions in the India, had faced this issue where the I think 100 and some huge amount of number, more than 100 of nurses were taken outsource based. It means they have been recruited by Bedi and Bedi company, and they have been asked to leave the job within a day. That's what happened. But due to the collective bargaining, they could able to retain their jobs. But and still, the leaders who came out, the one who spoke out and vocalized the issues are the threat. With this a small background, uh, now I introduce our speak. We have today two speakers. One is Sneha Makkar, who is she has pursued her Sneha Makkar. She pursued her MPhil in Women and Gender Studies from Ambedkar University of Delhi in collaboration with Center Women's for Development Studies in New Delhi. In together, she has 7 years of working experience in qualitative research, training, advocacy, and program management on the issues related to maternal health, program management on the issues of traditional midwives, informalization of health workforce, in particular to nursing, and currently she is working as a program coordinator in Sama Resource Group for Women and Health. With this small introduction of a speaker, and to give a background, she did her MPhil study in Punjab. So she will be narrating her experiences of uh, issues of the nurses in Punjab. Followed by we'll have a discussion. We'll have another speaker, Kamal Kant Sharma, who will be speaking about the issues and concerns related to contractual nurses in Delhi too. With this, I over to you, Sneha.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Santosh. Hello to all. Lots of regards. Thank you so much for inviting me to share about the struggle and challenges of contractual nurses based on my MPhil study. The title of the study was Nursing Public Sector Hospital and Changing Working Condition, an exploratory study of hospital in Punjab. The fieldwork was done between October 2016 and February 2017. Before sharing about the learnings from the study in terms of struggles of contractual nurses, am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I would like to speak briefly about the context in which I tried to understand the issues and explored this study. So, if we see in India, overall, more than 80% of women are employed in the unorganized sector, involved in work which they lacks dignity of labor, social security, decent and timely wages. In some cases, even the right to be called as a worker is not there. So, an analysis of the work pattern in various sectors shows that women's choice of paid work is deeply influenced by the patriarchal and religious norm and restricting their mobility and also the decision making ability. So, in terms of public health sector, when we see the 1990s were marked by the huge cut down in the health expenditure, pressure of the privatization, the introduction of market principle in public sector hospital has in a way transformed the world of work for a different categories of clinical, paramedical, and non-clinical workforce. This assured the greater vulnerability and flexibility for women workforce in the organized health sector, as a result of which women comprise the large section of informal labor workforce even within the health sector. So the visibility of underpaid women public sectors such as education and health. This has impacted the infrastructure, health outcomes, and health workforce as well. The government hospital nursing workforce has changed and made with the informalization, but it's varied across the different states. The Punjab, the West Bengal, and Delhi were one of the earliest states with the highest level of the healthcare informalization within the government hospital, particularly in the nursing workforce. So Punjab was one of the state where there was a huge expansion of the contractual nurses, including the nurses. One of the author quoted that in 2005, 2015, there were large number of the protests by the Indian government employees happened in Punjab, including the government paramedical health workers and contractual nurses working in the public hospital and public health departments. The main demand of this protest was regularization of this job. So in this entire scenario, I try to understand how this change in employment pattern has impacted the nursing workforce working in the public hospital of the Punjab. So I found in this study, even I learned that the government hospitals in Punjab, contractual nurses are employed and ranges from 86% to 7%. And even the study hospital where the study was focused, it was found that 343 contractual staff nurses were there, and only 57 permanent staff nurses were there. So while speaking about the struggle and challenges of the contract staff nurses, I must say it is and it was a constant process of struggle for them. It was a kind of a roller coaster ride, I must say. They have dealt and fought to have their contract of employment with Director of Medical Education and Research. As before 2010, contract staff nurses were recruited through private party with a very minimum wages. Then they had to come forward again and again for their needs in terms of wages, leaves, and benefits, etc. from 2006. Through their constant strike, arguments with the authorities and efforts, in some sense, they could make changes in terms of their employment and their contract of employment turned through their own hospital management. And they got some casual leave, some percent of increment in wages, 3-month maternity leave too. But their working condition, atmosphere at work, and employment pattern has grappled with many of the larger questions. Now here, while we say that voices of contractual nurses, I will like to share the 3 quotes which were shared by few contractual nurses, which will give little bit deeper understanding of their more larger issues. So first quote is there. In her sharing, she says, "I gave birth to the child 4 months ago. Because of the gap of leave, one gets different department. I got now ICU department. It is demanding department. I'm in the need of rest. I had a cesarean. I had to do a lot of argument with my seniors. Finally, they have placed me in the medicine ward. See, anyway, we are treated as a number which can be adjusted anywhere to fill the shortage of the nurses. Senior authorities and senior permanent nurses feel we are not that trained enough because we come from the private nursing schools, and the quality of the private nursing school is deteriorating. So we are sometimes also treated like we are good enough for giving injections. I like to work in the labor unit. I have experience of working there for last 4 to 5 years. I want to learn more about it. You know, your work should challenge you. Otherwise, it's frustrating feeling. Anyway, due to such wage gap, we anyway don't feel the motivation sometime. What will motivate us? We also have the brain to learn things. I fought with my parents to do this nursing study. I want to do good work. Then second, another contract nurse. I feel sometimes we are disrespected by the senior nurses and sometimes by doctors, sometimes by female doctors also. I have seen them screaming a lot sometimes when any poor patient call them a nurse. So I have heard once from one female doctor, "Do I look like a nurse to you? I have spent lakhs on my education for being a doctor. Tell me what's wrong if someone calls you a nurse." From this, we understand what kind of respect they have about us. Some way it is also affecting our image, because these contractual nurse, it is in our community is called as theka wala work. So there is some kind of notion of humiliation is there. So we're treated more often like mamuli kacha mulazim, a temporary worker. Then a third nurse says, it's more about strikes. If we don't hold the strikes, then authority is also not bothered about us. It is frustrating sometimes. Many contract staff nurses are kind of a losing hope. Yes, there should be separate unions. Our issues are different. We never did this before. Walking on the streets at night, blocking the canals, blocking the roads. We ourselves were scared. But many of us managed to come out on the road at night with the candles. It never happened in our hospital. My father called me and scolded me for doing this. But I did it with my other colleagues because I wanted to raise my voice against the wrong things which I'm not comfortable with. People say it hulladbaji. rowdy behavior. But inside of my heart, we all feel the same. I know this is not an acceptable behavior in such kind of society, but we were already called mindless women. So we lost all dignity in any ways. The administration and many others say, अच्छे घर की लड़कियां ऐसे नहीं आती. So we are doing these strikes from 2010 till now. The struggle is going on and it is much needed. So what these voices are telling us, they're asking us to think about a larger questions. They're throwing us to think about and introspect about the larger structural issues. The entire scenario divided nurses first into two groups. It separated them like permanent nurses and contract nurses, and it also created a new multiple layers of new hierarchies based on the social background, as most of contract nurses were found from the lower class and scheduled caste background, whereas the permanent nurses were from largely predominantly from upper class kind of group. So it is, one is social background, then another is the employment pattern hierarchy, then there is a existing clinical hierarchy, then gap of the wage. So it it divides and it creates multiple layers of hierarchy within the existing hierarchical profession. Secondly, it is not fair when your abilities and skills are questioned every day. You receive that degree with so many efforts. Often among senior nurses and senior people, there is a feeling that these nurses are not trained enough. So the bigger question is about the quality of the education. We need to think about that. Secondly, it has impacted the work dynamics. It is kind of a sense of atmosphere has changed, and the sense of othering has developed among the many of contractual nurses, because the kind of a, they felt humiliated sometime. Their association has been more strongly discussed, like ki theke wala, kacha mulazim. So it was kind of a feeling of a humiliation. So it also reinforced the existing stigma on the nursing profession, women in profession, and such employment pattern. That definitely it in a way increases the vulnerability in the lives of the women contractual nurses. We need to understand women do not come from one category or a one particular group. They come from various heterogeneous group working in the health sector at a different level. One needs to see who gets what kind of work in different settings, what happens to them. So we need to think more with the perspective of intersectionality beyond the gender, with the perspective of the caste and other social structures also, and class. Thirdly, I will like to say that the identity of female nurse, especially a women nurse, is often assumed to be docile, a naive group of women. They kind of someone who listens the order. They are not perceived as leaders, vocal, strong, dynamic, argumentative fellows. As a result of which we see a kind of a gender stereotype response when people say, when authorities say, अच्छे घर की लड़कियां ऐसे रास्ते पे नहीं आती है, इतना जोर से नहीं बोलती है. So it comes from that mentality and that perspective. See, being a women nurse, it's not easy to join the protest. She has to deal with the existing patriarchy and norms of the family too. She deals with the existing family institute and rules of it. Many times, such precarity, such employment pattern, unstable wage, and economic condition, and presence, her own presence in such strikes led to experiences of gender-based violence at the family level too, as women are largely assumed to be a pride and property of the families. They are often told by their husband or other family members to shut and do your job and earn some money for the family. In some cases, it is seen. It is in the society, there is assumption that we are letting you to do this work. So be docile, be naive, don't be very argumentative or a kind of a leader, a louder woman. So when anyone becomes a such louder woman, it questions their entire notion of female nurse. And in, yeah.
There are messages stating that the audio is not I am not getting audio. Is there anyone can tell? Could you please?
From where you were not able to, because I spoke a lot.
No. It's okay.
Yeah.
Now, what you do, you go slowly. So let
Yeah.
us see again replies from the other end whether they're able to hear or not. Please go ahead.
No,
I have
we can
asked
hear
somebody
you.
to text me.
We
Let
can
us.
hear you.
You
Okay.
can hear me, Sylvia?
Okay. Were
We can
everybody
hear
able to
you.
hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
You're
yes.
doing
Okay.
it very well.
Yeah,
We are
please.
Okay.
interesting.
Thank you. Thank you. So in the society, there is an assumption that we are letting you to do this work. So be docile, be naive, be innocent kind of a person, and don't become any form of a louder woman who can ask the question to the state, society, and authority and institutions. So that's it. Basically, I want to say that the institution are also reflection about the entire perspective of the society and the family institutes. While concluding, I will say, in a way, this study shows that a group of nurses who are breaking the gender cage and joining the workforce are trapped in hierarchical structure that uses their different identities to force them into slots and make them fighting with each other. New managerial arrangements are using, in a way, gender constraint of women to trap them into the low paid and hard and then asked to hard work where they are not free to protest. So as deepening, it is deepening the discrimination against the women health workers in the health system. At the end, I will say this posed larger question for further exploration and understanding. One needs to see how the privatization, contractualization is understood by the different cadre of the health workers, nurses, and nursing unions. The entire perspective, and we all need to come out of the thought that women's labor is a peripheral, or her presence in care work is something very obvious, or women are good for low skill jobs. That entire perspective and mentality needs to be changed, which is changing, and we are moving forward to that change with the process of the dialogue. At the end, I will say this is just a tip of the iceberg. It needs a very more intensive dialogue, more intensive study, and more intensive exploration. Thank you. Hello.
Thank you, Sneha, for telling us the sharing your experiences with us. How the nurses who are on contractual basis in Punjab had faced different issues in totality, and within being a woman in that sector, being a woman in this sector also has impacted to the participants who are there in this today's webinar. Due to some issues of due to this camera issues of a speaker, we could not get her on the we could not see her face. That's the one. Second PPTs, I will ask Neha Makkar to share the PPTs if it is possible in the later phase of the study. With that, why we chose Punjab? Why do we want Punjab Sneha to present here? One of the important reason was also that Punjab is the one of the states where majority of the health work nurses are female, and their history of nursing nurses coming out and rising for their voices. That is the reason we could able to see how nurses in the such a it's a better comparatively better state could able to rise their voices. Thank you, Sneha, for uh, sharing your experiences with us. Before we proceed, uh, we will take experiences of Kamal Khan.
Yeah.
Kamal Khan, then we'll come back. जो मुझे लगता है कि सभी हिंदी भी बोल सकते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. जब हम कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं तो हमारी जो मातृभाषा रहती है, जिसमें मैं पढ़ा पला हूँ, दिन भर बात करता हूँ, अगर मैं उसमें बोलूं तो मैं बहुत अच्छे से बोल सकता हूँ. तो यहाँ ऐसा नहीं है कि भाषा एक कम्युनिकेशन का इट्स अ मेथड ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन. ऐसा नहीं है कि इंग्लिश बोलने वाला बड़ा है, ऐसे कुछ नहीं समझते हुए एक कमलकांत शर्मा जी जो Delhi Nurses and Paramedical Contractual Nurses Union के nurses and दिल्ली में जितने भी नर्सेस और कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पैरामेडिकल कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल एम्प्लॉयज हैं, उनका एक यूनियन है जिसके जिसके जो लीडर हैं, वन ऑफ द लीडर कमलकांत शर्मा जी हैं। वो वहाँ के वो अभी उनकी क्या क्या दिक्कतें थे, वो कैसे उनका स्टार्टिंग में क्या फेज था, और अभी वो 10 साल लगभग 10 साल उन्होंने एज ए कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल नर्स काम किया है, वो अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करेंगे। कमलकांत जी, आपके प्लीज आपको अनम्यूट कीजिए एक बार प्लीज अपने आप को। या गुड
Good evening.
गुड इवनिंग कमलकांत।
Good evening, everyone. Myself कमलकांत शर्मा. मैं नर्सिंग ऑफिसर हूँ। एक्सपीरियंस दिल्ली में हम लोग 1998 से कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पर है दिल्ली में। उस समय यहाँ पे ना मैटरनिटी मिलती थी, ना कोई लीव मिलती थी किसी तरह की। ओनली डे ऑफ वी आर गेटिंग। लेकिन धीरे धीरे हमने संघर्ष करके बहुत संघर्ष किया है। अभी मुझे 12 साल कंप्लीट हो गए हैं जॉब को। देन अब जाके हम बहुत कुछ गेन किया है। पहले हम बेसिक प्लस डीए पे थे, बेसिस में भी बहुत गैप था। और जो मैडम ने बताया मैडम ने कि बहुत गैप था और एक ठेके वाले, बिल्कुल ये मैं सहमत हूँ इन बातों से कि ऐसे ही बोला जाता था और सीनियर्स ये समझते थे कि हम इन लोगों को हमारे असिस्टेंट के रूप में रखा गया है। लेकिन ये धीरे धीरे खत्म हुआ। अभी हमारे दिल्ली के अंदर सभी को 182 डेज का मेडिकल मैटरनिटी लीव मिलता है फीमेल्स के लिए। देन अबॉर्शन लीव 42 डेज का मिलता है। देन इक्वल पे इक्वल वर्क, देन ऑल अदर अलाउंस वी आर गेटिंग नाउ। अभी आज के समय में हम सारी लेते हैं। हम लोगों ने कोर्ट के थ्रू, प्रदर्शन के थ्रू सारे रास्ते अपनाए अपने। अभी हमारा बेसिक भी इक्वल है, केवल हमें इंक्रीमेंट नहीं मिलता है इन दिल्ली। अभी इशू लेटेस्ट ये चल रहा है कि हम इम्प्रूव हुए हैं पहले से, लेकिन अभी वो जो गैप है वो थोड़ा सा कम हुआ है। लेकिन सरकार ने अभी आउटसोर्स के थ्रू ज्वाइनिंग कराना शुरू कर दिया है। किसी कम थर्ड पार्टी को टेंडर देते हैं और उसमें ज्वाइनिंग कराते हैं। तो वो इशू अभी नर्सेस के लिए कुछ 2 हॉस्पिटलों में चल रहा है, लेकिन उन्होंने पोस्ट का नाम नर्सिंग ऑफिसर ना रख के, स्टाफ नर्स ना रख के, पोस्ट का नाम ही चेंज कर दिया, जिससे हमारी आरआर में नहीं आ सकते और कोर्ट भी उसमें कुछ प्ली नहीं कर सकता। ये एक प्रॉब्लम है। लेकिन अभी लेटेस्ट दिल्ली सरकार ने पैरामेडिकल के लिए, फार्मासिस्ट के लिए दोबारा से आउटसोर्स निकाला है। तो उसके लिए हम कोर्ट में चैलेंज किया है हम लोगों ने, और अभी होपफुली हम उस वैकेंसी को रुकवा पाएंगे। प्लस प्रदर्शन भी हम लोगों ने किए हैं अभी लेटेस्ट, वो भी हमारा चल रहा है। प्लस रेगुलाइजेशन के लिए भी हम साथ साथ चल रहे हैं। हम अपना केस हमारा हाई कोर्ट से हम जीत चुके हैं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट से हमारे विड्रॉल करवाया है, और विड्रॉल करवाने के बाद अभी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन पे है। लास्ट होपफुली आई थिंक कि वो लास्ट हियरिंग पे है और हम पॉलिसी बनाने में सरकार को सक्षम होंगे। इस तरह की समस्याएं हैं। वास्तव में बहुत हरासमेंट होता है, इसमें कोई शक नहीं है। मैं इतना ही बोलना चाहूंगा आज, बाकी का बहुत लंबा है। थैंक यू।
कमलकांत जी, मैं
हाँ
आपको
जी।
क्योंकि आपने बहुत ऊपर ऊपर तरीके, आपके जो 12 साल का एक्सपीरियंस था, हम ये चाहते हैं आपको, जब आपने
हाँ
शुरुआत में आपकी क्या एक्सपीरियंसेस थे, आपने कैसे यूनियन बनाया, उसमें आप 5 मिनट में हमें बोल सकते हैं तो बहुत 5 या 10 मिनट
हाँ
लेके
हाँ
आप।
हाँ हाँ सर, मैं समय कम लेने की वजह से थोड़ा शॉर्ट बोलता हूँ।
नहीं नहीं, आप और एक 5-10 मिनट लेके आप बताइए, क्योंकि वो जो स्ट्रगल्स हैं आपने जो किए थे उसको हम जानना
जी
चाहते
सर।
हैं। उस दौरान आपके क्या क्या दिक्कतें थे, तब फीमेल नर्सेस कितने आगे आ रहे थे, उनके क्या समस्याएं थे, उनके बारे में कुछ बोल सकते हैं तो ठीक है।
फीमेल नर्स के लिए सर उस समय कोई भी मैटरनिटी का प्रोविजन नहीं था, सबसे मेन इश्यू। केवल डे ऑफ दिए जाते थे और एक बहुत हायरार्की होती थी। फीमेल नर्स तो आगे आने में भी नहीं होती थी। हमने एक एक व्यक्ति को काउंसलिंग किया है, तब जाके हमने ये स्ट्रगल करके और हम इस मुकाम पर पहुंचे हैं। और मैं साथ साथ कोर्ट में भी जाता रहा हूँ साथ में। पैरेलल मेरी लड़ाई चली है, मैंने जो लड़ाई लड़ी है वो पैरेलल लड़ी है, सरकार से भी लड़ी है प्लस कोर्ट के थ्रू भी लड़ी है, जिसमें अभी हम लोगों को अबॉर्शन लीव तक हम दिलवा पाए हैं फीमेल्स के लिए। और अभी वो फीमेल्स अपने मतलब अपने आप को बहुत कॉन्फिडेंस समझती हैं और अपने आप को थोड़ा सम्मानजनक स्थिति में सीखती हैं। नहीं तो पहले बहुत वर्स्ट स्थिति, केवल हमको बेसिक प्लस डीए मिलता था उस समय। दैट मीन्स आई थिंक 10,000 रुपीज समथिंग। मैं 2006, 7 और 8 की बात कर रहा हूँ। 8 में केवल 10,000 रुपीज के अंदर ज्वाइनिंग था। लेकिन मेरे आने के बाद मैंने फिर इक्वल पे इक्वल वर्क मैं कोर्ट में चैलेंज किया और कोर्ट से मैं जीता और वो इम्प्लीमेंट हुआ पूरी दिल्ली के लिए। हम लोगों को स्पेशली जो कोर्ट में थे मेरे साथ में, उनको एरियर मिला। बाकी के 19/11/2012 से पूरी दिल्ली के लिए जितने भी कॉन्ट्रेक्चुअल नर्सिंग एंड पैरामेडिकल, मैं जो अपनी यूनियन के थ्रू लगता हूँ तो हमारा जॉइंट एडवेंचर है। हम नर्सिंग प्लस पैरामेडिकल दोनों पूरा ब्रांच को पूरा हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट में हम कवर करते हैं। और आई थिंक सो पूरे दिल्ली के अंदर 2000 नर्सिंग पैरामेडिकल हैं, जिसमें ANM, PHN, फार्मासिस्ट, लैब टेक्नीशियन, OT टेक्नीशियन सब आते हैं इसके अंदर पूरे। और सब दिल्ली के हॉस्पिटलों के अंदर कार्यरत हैं। काफी बार स्ट्राइक भी करने का मौका मिला, वो भी करना पड़ा। और अब हम थोड़ा सा अपने आप को अच्छे से सरवाइव कर पा रहे हैं। ये है संतोष जी।
थैंक यू कमलकांत जी। आपने जो आपके जो अभी आप इतने आराम से बात कर रहे हैं कि अभी हम सरवाइव कर चुके हैं, तो आपकी जो दिक्कतें थे जो स्टार्टिंग टाइम में आप 12 साल से हैं, आप उन सभी चीजों को हम समझ सकते हैं क्या क्या दिक्कतें आपको हुए होंगे उस समय पे। तो हमने तो पर्सनली डिस्कस किया था।
उस समय 89 डेज का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट आता था। हर 3 महीने में समस्या रहती थी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट की। सैलरी नहीं मिलती थी, 6-6 महीने तक सैलरी नहीं मिलती थी सर। देन धीरे धीरे उसको 6 मंथ का किया, 10 मंथ का किया, अब 12 मंथ का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट आता है इस समय। तो अभी और फिर सेंट्रलाइज किया सर, पूरी दिल्ली का जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किया गया है। पहले हर हॉस्पिटल का अलग अलग कॉन्ट्रैक्ट आता था। वो भी फीमेल्स के लिए भी बहुत प्रॉब्लम, कहीं जाना नहीं होता था, लीव नहीं मिलती थी, मेडिकल नहीं है, बीमार है फिर भी बच्चे को केयर नहीं कर सकते, कोई सीसीएल वगैरह कुछ नहीं है। तो मैटरनिटी और ये सब होने के बाद में वो थोड़ा सा अपने आप को अच्छा महसूस करने लगे।
ठीक है कमलकांत जी। थैंक यू कमलकांत जी फॉर हमें बताने के लिए क्या क्या आपने ये जो फेजेस थे आपके कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल 3 महीने को लेके अभी 1 साल का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट आपको मिलता है। मुझे लगता है आपको कम से कम 12 साल हो गए, तो इसका मतलब है आपको लगभग 12 से तो ज्यादा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मिले होंगे। कॉन्ट्रैक्ट जो था और उसकी टाइम पीरियड के बीच में जो पैसा, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज विच Sneha correctly said, public health management theory, which came in the force, and we had a different ways of strategies to implement this public health management. One among them was autonomous building autonomous institutions, giving the contractual out, giving the work on the contract in the name of efficiency, and whether the efficiency it is the name of the cut short the finances, or to reduce to make to weaken the public health system itself is a larger question. With this, I thank Sneha too, who brought out a lot issues like public health institution, the nurse who is coming from private institution or studied in private institution or public institution, their skills are not good. That's one of the important factor which she brought out, and she said it's a how the class, caste, and gender plays the issue, which she extremely she cleared with us a narrative of a three nurses, and a very important which we always hear. Any woman, अगर कोई महिला बोलती है कि मेरा मुझे ये चाहिए, ये से करती है, तो कहा जाता है कि हाँ ये आ गए। दूसरे दूसरे नामों से उनको डिनोट किया बोला जाता है, उनको नाम दिए जाते हैं। इट इज फेमिंग, दे blame them and they try to with thanks for bringing out properly in your very predominantly in your narratives also. With this, I open the floor to ask, uh, if you have any questions, please pose to both speakers, and Kamalkant himself can ask a question to Sneha, and Sneha can also ask question to Kamalkant. With this, open to the floor. Anybody has any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. There's a one question given by, thank you, Kamalkant. How do contract terms and conditions differ between nurses and other paramedical health workers in the government hospital? Kamalkant, you have one question for you.
Yes, sir.
Maybe,
Term condition is the same. There is no difference between the term condition. We are having only 12 months contract, then getting 2.5 EL per month, then 8 day offs, then equivalent salary. There is no difference between the paramedical and nursing.
okay, in the contract. But to just make it clear to all the participants again that when he says equal salary, it means the basic payment. There's also
basic payment. Yes, yes, sir.
Basic, that we have to make very clear statement that the basic payment
yes,
of the permanent nurses who are on permanent basis and contractual basis are same, and the other benefits which they get, they are not equal at till now too.
We are not getting, sir, only increment.
Okay.
We are getting only the minimum wages of that boundary of.
Okay. Thank you, Kamalkant, for answering this question. Anybody has a suggestions, a comment, or want to say something, or from the audience side?
May I say something?
Yeah, I was Maya. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Maya John. I teach in University of Delhi. For many years now, मैं nurses के आंदोलन से जुड़ी रही हूँ और खासकर कि private hospital nurses और government hospitals में जो contractual nurses हैं, उनकी दिक्कतों को हमेशा ज़्यादा prioritize करते हुए, one has involved and helped in movements of the nurses. तो मैं उसी पर्सपेक्टिव से उसी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू और एक्सपीरियंस से, मतलब ये कमेंट है, ऑब्वियसली कमल कांत जी एंड स्नेहा कैन अकॉर्डिंगली इलैबोरेट एंड रिस्पॉन्ड कि देखिए टॉपिक ये भी था चैलेंजेस के बारे में कि हमें पता है कि जॉब मार्केट, नर्सिंग मार्केट करंटली बहुत ही सेगमेंटेड है और ये एजुकेशन लेवल से शुरू होता है क्योंकि हमारा एजुकेशन भी, नर्सिंग एजुकेशन भी इस तरह से डिवाइडेड है कि एक तरफ आपके प्राइवेट नर्सिंग कॉलेजेस हैं तो एक तरफ आपके प्रेस्टिजियस गवर्नमेंट फंडेड नर्सिंग कॉलेजेस हैं और वहाँ पे तो सीट्स कम है गवर्नमेंट नर्सिंग कॉलेजेस में, तो कंपटीशन में एक बड़ा हिस्सा जो छटता है मजबूरी से उनको फिर प्राइवेट नर्सिंग कॉलेजेस में जाना पड़ता है और ज़्यादा पैसा भी खर्च होता है उसकी वजह से। तो एक नर्सिंग कार्ड जो निकल के आता है, बड़ा हिस्सा तो प्राइवेट सेक्टर से ही एजुकेट होके या डिग्री लेके आता है और वहां से ही हमारा, मुझे लगता है पहला चैलेंज शुरू होता है that our country needs so many more trained nurses but we don't have the institutional facilities to create the nursing force that we need. एक बड़ा हिस्सा प्राइवेट सेक्टर से पढ़ के निकल के आता है और वही